Well, a lot is in question about Sofyan Amrabat to United. A fight for his transfer to Man United has been launched by who? By the player himself. Erik ten Hag is the mix. The promises he made to him have been revealed to us, and that's why he's still waiting until the deadline transfer day. That is on Thursday, the 1st of September. Welcome to United Matters channel. Good morning. How are you guys? We thank God for the gift of life. He has always been there for us, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God bless you abundant rock, and David remains my name. And to my Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Laufikum, let's see close to 400 likes much in this video, and let's continue to spread the love here onto this YouTube channel, that is United Matters channel, that brings you the latest news and information as far as this channel is 100% concerned. Now, we are talking Sofyan Amrabat, that is it. We are talking Maki Kurela being the left back that United is going to hate to choose to obviously come in at United, a bid submitted in, and the other two that have been linked to Man United and why United are going to hate to pull out of those two deals, and obviously front Maki Kurela as their favorite. And lastly, Onana, we might miss him out for some good weeks in the year to come, that is of 2024 January. So subscribe to this channel because we want to hit 16,000 subscribers before the end of this month. And guys, I know this can happen and you guys can make it happen, so that we hit that huge milestone into the mix. Now, let's start it off with this story coming in from Fabrizio Romano. Romano has told us that Sofyan Amrabat will fight to join Man United. Amrabat's message to Fiorentina is very clear. He wants to leave as soon as possible. That is it. So, fighting to leave Man United is what Sofyan Amrabat is all about. We all know that very many clubs have gone ahead to show interest in Sofyan Amrabat, but Amrabat has a reason as to why he has not gone ahead to give them green light to obviously come in through and leave to go to those respective clubs that are really showing interest in him. So that gives us a very huge hope that maybe he might be that player that is going to come in at Man United anytime from now. Fabrizio Romano has always told us that Sofyan Amrabat knows that United have gone ahead to obviously promise to him that they are going to sign him as their midfielder. He tops the list of all the midfielders that have gone ahead to be linked to Man United, and that's why for me, I'm still having huge positivity around this deal of Sofyan Amrabat, because when you look at what is happening right now at the club of Man United, we need him as up. We need a midfielder in. Now, Labora, Viora Fiorentina, via Sports Witness has told us that Erik ten Hag promised Sofyan Amrabat that he will bring him to Man United. The pair have had several chats about the move. No bid has ever arrived from Manchester United. Now, ten Hag went ahead and talked to Sofyan Amrabat that I'm going to deliver you to Manchester United. That is it. And I'm having lots of hopes that ten Hag is set to fulfill the Sofyan Amrabat promise, because he's a man who's going to have to keep his word. Every player has gone ahead to promise to deliver to Man United has gone ahead to come. Obviously, look this season, Mason Mount, wanted by Arsenal and Liverpool, he delivered him to Man United. Andre Onana, he gave him the promise. Rasmus Højlund, he told him that I'm going to bring you to Manchester United around March, and obviously he has gone ahead to fulfill it. And now Bendir is in here. Sofyan Amrabat is one of those that we might expect to be at Manchester United, and Maki Kurela coming in from Chelsea, expected that deal to be sounded. Here we go today by Fabrizio Romano or David Austin, as far as all that is really concerned. So Ten Hag is a man of his word. That's why I believe we are going to bring this guy in. If I told you he was a £50 million player or a £40 million player, I would have gone ahead to have issues around that. But the fact is, Sofyan Amrabat is a player that costs £21 million. That is the asking price of Fiorentina. So they want him to come in through at Man United. Sofyan Amrabat has put up a fight to obviously come to Manchester United. Erik ten Hag wants to keep his word, and we all know that it's going to be one of those easiest deals to do at the club of Manchester United. With Scott McTominay linked to the side of Bayern Munich, we anticipate a very huge movement very, very soon. But never say never in the transfer window. It might not come to pass because we last signed a player on the 6th of August. That is, it was the 5th of August, and that was, what was the name of the player? The player was called, what was his name? Rasmus Højlund. And it's coming to a month now since we last signed a player. So I think a lot has been happening. Exits have been worked out, but not as anticipated. Look at Harry Maguire, move blocked because we don't have time to bring in other players. A replacement maybe. Then other players like Scott McTominay has not yet left. Donny van de Beek looks like it's hard for him to be sold, having been an injury-prone player. He's not coming in through to obviously fit the shop window with Real Sociedad. We haven't gone ahead to make a notable sell, and I think Scott McTominay might be the huge sell for the club of Manchester United this summer transfer window. With today, tomorrow, and Friday left, we are having 3 days to go, and we wait and see whether this deal of Sofyan Amrabat is going to come to pass, and he's going to fly to Man United to obviously be unveiled as a player of Manchester United. I anticipate a lot of huge movement for Manchester United because we need a player in that midfield. That is it. And on Sunday, we are playing Arsenal. And if I'm Eric Ten Hag, because I know Sofyan Amrabat very well, obviously, if at all he signs for United, like on Thursday, and is registered by Friday noon or midday, I anticipate huge movement in there for you. And I would fancy him to travel with United to London as we take on Arsenal. But Arsenal, Man United, that talk is starting today. That is it. So that is it for Sofyan Amrabat, and let's leave it at that. Now let's go to the left back situation, the Luke Shaw cover. You know, the list had 3 players: Marc Cucurella, Sergio Reguilon, and Marcos Alonso. But the big question is, why has United chosen only Cucurella and look like they are pulling out of the deal? Now, the first player that United have gone ahead to give a reason as why they are pulling out of the deal is Marcos Alonso. Lowell Whitwell. Marcos Alonso's salary is likely to be too much to cover, and the player would prefer a transfer on a multi-year contract rather than a loan. So, 2 big factors that have gone ahead to see this deal not come to pass and United pulling out, something that would act as music to my ears, and that's why we are in for Marc Cucurella. The first reason is the salary of this player that he earns at Barcelona is really huge, and United believe that they cannot meet it. Then he wants a multi-year contract than a loan, yet United are considering to get in a player on a loan, not on any other yardstick that will be set in the transfer negotiations. That is Marcos Alonso to Man United. That's why it's really out, and United not considering to sign the player any further day from now, meaning that they've gone ahead to pull out of this deal of Marcos Alonso. And the other player that United wanted is Sergio Reguilon. Sergio Reguilon is a player, as I told you, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was interested to sign from Real Madrid to come and play for Manchester United, but Spurs went ahead and edged United using their connections. They've gone ahead to have Real Madrid for a very huge time because they sold Luka Modric and Gareth Bale, and they also got Van der Vaart from that side. So it shows you that Daniel Levy and Fiorentino Perez are really some good bad days. Lowell Whitwell has gone ahead to give us a situation that is really preventing Sergio Reguilon to obviously coming through and play for Man United. All be under consideration. Tottenham are trying to sell Sergio Reguilon and are said to be ready to let him go on loan for no consideration, provided his salary is covered. However, his salary is an obstacle. That's what we've been told by Lowell Whitwell. So the obstacle of Sergio Reguilon to come to Man United has all been about his salary. Most of the loan deals done, the salary is really shared. That is it. The salary is really shared, but Tottenham Hotspur are really planning to see to it that whoever comes in through to do the needful at the club to do the needful to sign Sergio Reguilon, he should pay the full salary of the player. Something that United are seeing as ridiculous. And when you look at Sergio Reguilon, he's not into the mentality or ilk of a player like Cucurella. That's why Cucurella is on the top of the list of Man United. Do you know why? Man United have always gone ahead to put in what we call a huge call for a player like Cucurella because of his age, Premier League proven, his talent, and Ten Hag believes that he can obviously polish him and obviously make him a player that he was at Brighton in the season of 2020 or season of 2021-2022. Now, lastly, Onana, the Cameroonian Federation unveiled the list of players that are going to obviously take part into their qualifiers of the AFCON. The last games to be played, I think, the last 2 games to be played in September. And guess who was reinvited? It was Onana. Now, we look at Onana, going back to Cameroon as I broke that story like 3-4 days ago, it confirms to you that this guy is set to obviously go back to the international stage and play for the national team. But Telegraph Doc has gone ahead to calculate to us on how long we might miss out on the services of Onana. And this is what he had to tell us. Man United could lose Onana for up to 5 weeks in the new year after the goalkeeper was recalled by Cameroon. Now, African Cup of Nations has always collided with the worldwide football calendar, and it has always been played in January. Now, there was a single year, I think they were in, is it Gabon, when they really tried to play it in June and July, but the problem was simple, that there was rain, and in Africa during those times there is always heavy rainfalls, meaning that the stadiums are always disturbed and the matches won't go on as planned. So Africa went back to their original shape of playing the African Cup of Nations in January, and this is the guy that is going to be in the stitches of the Cameroonian national team. But for me, I have no doubt that we're not going to be playing very many games that are going to call for his services, especially in January. When you look at the United fixtures in January, I think we are going to be playing, let me see. I think on the 1st and 2nd, they're going to be the FA Cup. Bayindir can be good there. 13th of January, obviously, that's going to be one of those fixtures that is going to miss, because I anticipate that the African Cup of Nations will start in the first week of January. Then Wolverhampton Wanderers is another one is going to miss because they're going to play it on the 30th. That is it. Then there is another one on 3rd February. He also missed it. And then Aston Villa versus Manchester United. Those are the games that is going to miss, because the African Cup of Nations, I think, is going to let me see, African final 2023 dates. So it kickstarts off on the 13th of January to the 11th of February, meaning that he's going to miss some good games for Man United. But I think Bayindir can do the needful to obviously see to it that we get to where we deserve to be at the club of Manchester United. He'll be missed, but obviously when national duty calls in through, you have to go on and obviously do the needful. So guys, your thoughts on Amrabat to United fight launched by the player himself, Erik ten Hag, big vow to Amrabat to deliver him to Man United. Do you think all that is going to come to pass? Then what do you make about the two defenders, Sergio Reguilon and Marcos Alonso? United giving reasons as to why they've gone ahead to drop them and keep their focus onto one player, that is Marc Cucurella. And lastly, do you think we are going to miss Onana or Bayindir, the player that is said to be announced today he's going to come in through and obviously get the job done and dusted. Rock and David remains my name, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rock and David is my name again. And my Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barakallahu Fikum. Peace out. We thank God for the gift of life.